Well, part of what Jam is saying is that about the quality, they think that by the time they improve, which they say they are working on, the computer-based test, I think they call it CBT, they say if it becomes a lot better, the propensity for people to cheat and get away with it will be almost reduced to at least the barest minimum. So when that happens, you'll be able to get people who score whatever marks they get. You can then say, look, they earned those scores, and so they won't have to.
From what you have, what's the documentary you showed? How many of them got what they scored? Somebody got a score before writing the exam. It's CBT. I've not written an exam, and I know people whose children got 2 scores. They wrote the exam. The first one, they got 200. A day later, they got 240. In fact, one mother had to call the registrar of JAMB. See the problem I have. Hey, your child has a score. Which of the scores should I take?
Is that widespread or few and far between?
200 and 240.
No, that kind of scenario where one person's got 2 results.
It's not far between. There are quite a number, but they've been able to sort it out.
Okay.
Eventually, they sorted it out. Some people had the additional 40 removed. Some people had the additional 40 retained. But why would we have such a situation? What went wrong? I mean, we are talking transparency here.
Yeah.
What was the issue that one candidate wrote one exam and had 2 different scores?
But before those kind of decisions are taken, the impression out there is that the authorities usually liaise with representatives of schools about all of this, so they usually all agree on that decision before they eventually announce it. Is that what happens?
The decision of pass mark, the decision of pass mark, we are not going to go below 180. But of course, for over 15, 20 years, a university like UNILAG is 200. That is the minimum for your name to even appear on the master list.
But does that mean that they can't maintain that with that announcement?
I don't know. It could be. The registrar of JAMB also said that universities like Lagos, Ife, and Ibadan will still not go below 200. But what I am trying to say is, even if we still stick, and we are going to stick to our 200, many people will be shortchanged, because there are people that will score 220 in JAMB, and when it comes to post-utme, they do well.
So does that then mean that what, JAMB is not like a true test? What could be wrong in that circumstance?
No, there are many factors. It's not that JAMB is not a true test. It's not that JAMB is not a true test. JAMB is doing well. But our concern is that we must have a hand in deciding who comes to our university to study. Because the degree we award is you have been found worthy in both learning and character.
Aren't we running away from the truth? One has to stay for the other and the other leave, because people are still saying you can't have 2 test bodies leading up to a particular
no, they're not 2 test bodies.
Because
it's a screening process. It's a screening process.
I thought JAMB is also a screening process.
No, JAMB is not a screening process. JAMB is an exam.
But to screen you, to see if
No. JAMB is an exam. It gives you a score, and they will now send the scores to the universities that you have chosen as your first choice.
For the UME, don't they also award scores?
The way it is done is a combination of your JAM score and the post-UME score, and you now get an average. It's a combination.
So
the JAM score is not thrown away.
Oh, it's not thrown away.
No,
They still rely on that.
Yes. But when you now see a high-performing, in quotes, candidate from JAM coming to do post-UME and now doing better, that tells you a story. We don't have to relay the personal experiences we've had. A student with 300 score before post-UME that couldn't even get into a department and spent 1 year. After the first semester, she had below 1.0. By the second semester, the same thing, you are advised to withdraw. How do you explain that?
You know, I think if we go back to looking at some of the issues raised by parents and guardians, it will mean that they're concerned about the money. And looking at what a lot of people have started tweeting, it might not be your school because no one has said anything about the University of Lagos yet. They say they pay as much as 10,000 naira. And I know that today, and I'm quite sure you agree with me, in today's Nigeria, if you have someone whose take-home pay is about 18,000 or even less, and he has a child who's ready to write post-UTME, he can't even afford it. So if you try to be free or subsidized, don't you think that there'll be some kind of
I don't know where they pay 10,000, but you know, the sad thing again is that I think it has been ingrained in the psyche of many people that you can't do anything and get it without looking for a shortcut. So that 10,000 they're talking about may just be, uncle, please help me. Auntie, please help me.
Not the official fee.
Not the official fee. I know that in Unilag, it's 1,000 naira. Then you pay the commission in the bank, because you pay the money into the bank. I think the commission, I can't remember now because it's quite some time my daughter did post-UME. But it wasn't more than 2,000 naira, including the practice questions. Including the practice questions. And to me, that is not a big sacrifice for your child.
Do you think that the parents, sorry Chamberlain, the parents and wards are being honest enough? Because I've seen discussion in some social media group of parents complaining that the homework given to their wards or children were enormous, were just too much. Some were even saying that it was way above the level of those children. Our parents...
That is a problem.
Are parents aware of the importance of going through this kind of screening, in your words, to get their children into the school?
They are aware, because if you also remember...
They are the ones complaining.
No, they will always complain. People will complain. When I came in here, I needed to do something, and I was taken to some other place. I also complained. I wanted to go somewhere up. I was taken somewhere down to this corner. I complained. So it is in us to complain. And when you have a situation where a child is being given homework that is way above his or her cognitive level, that raises questions about supervision, monitoring, inspection. The school where this is happening, is there proper and effective monitoring? Who are the teachers? Are they qualified teachers? If they are, what happened to their training? Because we know that children have different cognitive level, and you are not supposed to give them material that is not commensurate with their cognitive level.